Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Frieren Season 1, Episode 27. This is the second to last episode, guys. I'm sad to see it go, but it was pretty popular, so I think it will get a Season 2. I mean, I guess I don't... I've seen other shows that didn't get a Season 2 that I also felt like were popular, so either way, I hope we do. But just to let you guys know, I am coming off of a sickness. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. It was just like a head cold, just some congestion, and a little bit of a sore throat. I knew people that had it way worse, so I got lucky. Very happy about that. But it's still, obviously, congestion is annoying. I tend to talk. I tend to breathe out of my mouth when I talk, so the problem with that is it tends to make me get stuffier easier, so I'm actually pretty clear right now, but as I go through the recordings, I'm sure it seems to get worse. I've recorded the last few days, and I start off really good and really clear, and then I'm like super stuffy by the end of them, so I'm gonna do my best not to do any sniffling or too much sniffling in the mic. So just giving you guys a heads up in case you're like, why does he sound like that? Why is he sniffling so much? I'm gonna try not to do it if I can. But anyway, Frieren. Last episode, we had the finale fight of Frieren and Fern versus Frieren. It was very intense. We saw some of the other people going after him. We got to see Ubel with her imagination not being like everyone else's, and being able to kind of dismiss the logic dismiss other people's kind of logic and employ her own kind of like logical instinct of like, hey, it's hair, I can cut it, without even thinking about all the magical layers of defenses and stuff, and therefore she was able to cut it, and she was able to defeat Sense's clone. Granted, we had a bunch of the clones come back towards the end, but luckily, they managed to beat the main one and get through the door and stop Spiegel, I believe the name was. So yeah, I don't know if they get to split that treasure. A lot of treasure in there. We saw like many mimics, which I imagine, and Frieren was stuck in one, so I imagine Frieren just one by one went and got stuck in every single one of those, and we just saw the last one, which is hilarious. But anyway, let's watch this episode, see, I think there's supposed to be a third test, so see if we'll be getting that in these next two episodes and see if they get, like, who gets their first class certifications and everything. So yeah, we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Start doing some training. We've seen this before, I think. Yeah. I'm scared. What is Fern upset with this time? Is it because he was sitting there meditating, but it looked like he was doing nothing? Could that be it? Or is it something Frieren did, but she came to, like, vent to Stark? You wouldn't believe it, Stark. Frieren got stuck in, like, 17 mimics in that dungeon. You know what, Frieren getting stuck in those mimics, it almost reminds me of, like, she's such a high level that she can just let some of these lower level monsters just, like, beat on her a little bit and it doesn't matter. It reminds me of when you're playing a video game and you get so far in it that you just go back to some, like, the earlier areas, or you encounter, like, an enemy that's, like, lower level somewhere randomly, and you just, like, keep, like, texting on your phone or something while it's sitting there beating the shit out of you, and you're just like, eh. It's not gonna kill me. Alright, an era of humans. Ooh. Oh, okay, it was Frieren. Oh, yeah, that's right, it did break. She said just buy a new one. Yeah. She's had that staff since she was little, right? Yeah. Could you take some of like the metal charms that look like they're wrapped around it off? It looks like those are still good. Oh. Could at least take like something from your old staff and fit it onto the new staff, maybe, is what I was thinking. No, I want you to pet my head. Anime characters aren't supposed to want the head pats. They're supposed to get them out of the blue and kind of enjoy them and sometimes be mad about them. Oh, her staff. Yeah. Oh, this guy. Are they going to show up here with the broken staff? You know, not her attitude, but I started watching campaign 2 of Crit Roll. And Jester's always eating pastries. Reminds me of that. Hmm. Damn. A proper adult. Jeez. Hmm. Interesting. Wait, did he buy that stuff or? Yeah, he took the stuff off the shelf and then just didn't buy anything. Now he has to do extra work to go put it back. Oh, here's Frieren. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna say that looks pretty broken. Probably. Hmm. Oh, if you can't do it, then never mind. He's like, I can do it, I just choose not to. Yeah, that's how you get him. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Oh, I guess some of the... Hmm. Damn. Eating her problems away. Is she gonna get back and her staff is gonna be fixed? That was silly. Oh, he's spoiling the surprise. I like this background track. Yeah. That face. Hey. Gonna cover her up. Yeah. She may not understand why you care so much about the staff, but she realized you did care and took care of it. Man, I wrote down... Oh, here we go. I wrote down staff problems, and I feel like that takes care of most of the episode so far. Haven't had to write any more notes. No. Should at least say thanks. Ah. Series here. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Yeah. Uh-oh. Damn. Hmm. Sari. I know I said it right another time when I hear them say it. Hmm. Okay. Ah. Damn. Sari doesn't suppress it, huh? Hmm. It's because she's been doing it so long. Well, she's an elf. She's been around a while. Hmm. Without innate talent. I wonder if Fern will be one of those with innate talent. I believe they have said she is very talented, so. Hmm. Interesting. Unskilled for her age. Learning was able to. That's cool. Hmm. Oh. Is Sari suppressing their mana, but still showing that much of it? That's pretty scary. Hmm. Okay. So it might not even be really a test, it might just be a selection. Sari gonna talk to each person one by one? Damn. Jeez. Damn. 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 Speed run. Ooh. She just doesn't care about the system. Oh, or that. Feel the flowers. Yep. Damn. And just like that. Uh-huh. It walks away. Hmm. Yeah. Hater. It didn't have to be me reminds me of the it didn't have to be magic from Fern early on. Oh, really? Oh. Wow. Feel the flowers. Damn. So there's even more meaning behind that spell. Oh, the background track is so good. Oh. Oh. We're gonna have to wait till next episode for that, maybe. Maybe it's not the mana. It's the fact that she's another elf. Doubt. Oh, it's fluctuating. Ooh. No. Hmm. No, answer still no. Nice. You know. Alright. So far, Fern is the only one to pass that we know of. I'm glad we got it before the episode ended. I am. I do hope we get to see some of the other ones, or maybe there'll be some kind of ceremony for the ones that pass, and we'll find out if anyone else does pass. But, that was a great episode. I didn't expect that for the third test at all, but, you know, I guess it does make sense that a lot made it through, like, pretty much no one would have made it through the second test if it wasn't for Frieren well, I shouldn't say that. If Frieren wasn't there, then there might not have been such a powerful mage conjured by Spiegel to guard the gate. So it's possible some of them might have passed. I think a lot more of them would have failed, though, in the process, right? That's how I feel. And maybe I'm wrong, but because Sense still would have been there, but Ubel was able to beat Sense. So as long as some of the others were able to beat some of them. But anyway. Regardless. I really liked the first half of the episode. We had her staff being destroyed and Fern being really upset because Frieren didn't seem to care, because Frieren just doesn't seem to care about a lot of things. It's one of those things where it's like... hold on. That is it, guys, for episode 27. It's one of those things where, I mean, Fern is still on the younger side. It is a very childish response, because all Frieren said was it would be easier to just get a new one. She didn't say, Fern, you have to go get a new one, right? She wasn't forcing Fern to do it. She just said, Fern, it would be easier if you just went and got a new one, right? She was just stating the facts. It's kind of a childish response from Fern to take that and be like, Frieren pissed me off, you know? It's kind of like when a kid has their mind set on something and an adult says, no, you should probably do it this way. And the kid's like, no, I'm doing it this way, you know? Like, I don't mean to make it sound as bad. And then, like, the kid gets mad at the adult for it, right? Like... It's just like giving suggestions and trying to help out and give advice, but I don't know. Either way, it's not a big deal in the long run. I just wanted to bring it up that their argument was like, and Fern's like, oh, she messed up bad this time, and it's like, wasn't that big of a deal, and she was already kind of like correcting her own mistake, sort of, too, so it is what it is, though. But Frieren went and got it fixed, so that's cool. I really like the magic used to fix it. It kind of reminds me of the magic in Fate that was used to, like, fix a window one time, where they were able to, like, reverse the damage done to the school and stuff like that, so... But yeah, lucky that you were able to, like, get all those pieces and get them. I wonder if there was, like, any pieces that were destroyed or missing or something, and they kind of got, like, filled in with, like, a sealant, and maybe he's able to, like, mask it with, like, you know, some kind of magic to make the texture of it look like wood or something like that. I don't know. But that was pretty cool little beginning part of the episode, and then we got into some of the Seri conversation with the rest of the test proctors and stuff like that. Seri at one point mentioned that Frieren is very unskilled for her age. I wonder, is Seri powerful for her age? Like, I wonder, like, I don't know. I'm just curious because we've seen Frieren do some incredible things. Even at the end there, with that move that was like this height of magic that, without even like a movement, with just like a look, Frieren was able to attack Fern and all that. So I really just wonder, has Seri seen everything that Frieren is capable of? Is Frieren pulling another, like, kind of like how she masks her mana, they're all aware of that, or at least the the Lernan and Sari is aware of it, but maybe she's masking other things too. Maybe Sari's never really seen the powerful levels of magic that she can do. I don't know, I'm just speculating. It's also just possible that Sari is stronger, and is actually disappointed in Frieren and how she spends her time. She's traveling around collecting spells. She's not really practicing and training and trying to become stronger anymore, right? And they even said, like, masking your mana is kind of a foolish thing to do. I wonder what Sari is doing with their mana. Like, they talked about Lernan not being able to see the fluctuations, but then Fern was able to see them. So what is Sari doing with their mana? Is Sari boosting it to be higher than it normally is when they're in public to try to make themselves look stronger? Or is Sari masking it and it's really much more enormous than it is, but they're masking it to that level and that's still enormous, right? I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but yeah, we had Lernan, who is just a human mage, like, was able to detect the fluctuation in Frieren where almost no one else was able to, although he wasn't able to detect it in Sari, so... But we're getting more and more of these humans where, like Flame said and whatnot, like, humans are going to progress to an incredible level of magic eventually. We're starting to see some of them, and I think, obviously, Sari definitely saw that potential in Fern. But yeah, so not due to lack of skill, but Frieren failed because she's not the type of mage that Sari wants her to be. And she used the line of saying you have to be able to imagine yourself as a first-class mage, but Frieren already couldn't imagine herself as one because she assumed that Sari would fail her. And same with some of the other ones who weren't able to imagine it once they saw that level of mana. I imagine it's the same with, for Kane as it was for everyone else, maybe. But either way. It's really interesting having this, image in your mind be such a important and powerful thing in the magic world, and even they start translating it even to what their goals are and their dreams are. Like, if you can't imagine yourself being first class, then we're just not going to make you first class, even if you're super strong like Frieren. So it's really interesting, but I don't think that Frieren really cares in the long run, because she went this long without having any certification, other than, the old pendant from one of the old systems that seems to have existed prior to when Sari took this over. And now they have the one in their group with Fern passing. They have the one in their group that will get them through where they need to go, so... I don't think Frieren cares too much. I like the whole mind games where Frieren pretty much already knew she was going to fail because of who Sari is and how her intuition works. Although she said her intuition is never wrong, yet she got failed. Once again, like I said, being failed doesn't necessarily mean she's not skilled, though. So she just understands how Sari's mind works. The same with Fern, you can deny any offers she makes. She's gonna make you first class no matter what. She won't be able to not do it. So I really like that little moment, and having Fern be that talented, whereas right away Sari's oh, she froze at the sight of my mana. And then, no, it wasn't that. It was that Fern walked in and instantly was oh, fluctuations, So it's just really cool. But I really wonder if the show goes on long enough, how talented of a mage is Fern going to become. It might be a little hindered due to her teacher, but I do think that Frieren's teaching her well still. And I mean, I don't think any of these characters are ones that are actively striving to be the strongest that they possibly can. And I think that's fine. You don't have to, just because you have characters in a story with magical abilities doesn't mean they have to only focus on becoming the most powerful, right? It's they're just worried about their own adventure and they get as strong as they need to be to go on this adventure. But as a viewer, I still would love a threat that was capable of affecting the characters enough for them to truly go, like, all out. At the very least, Frieren. I feel like maybe Fern... I'd say Fern probably gave, like... I have no gauge of this, right? But back when Fern fought... what was his name? The demon guy. It started with an L, but I can't remember it now. Either way, the demon guy she fought on that roof while Stark was fighting the other one, and Frieren went to go face Aura, the guillotine. The one that she fought there, I want to say it felt like she probably gave like 70, maybe 80% of her power, but she still wasn't like sweating that fight at all. Like, it still felt like she had power in the reserves, which is why I don't think she gave it her all, right? So, I'm even hesitant to give it 70% now that I think about it, because she was so straight-faced the whole time. It was like she was not scared one bit about fighting that guy. So, I don't know. But they were worried about fighting them before they actually started the fight. But then I think she gained some confidence in the fight and was like, oh, this guy's pretty easy, you know? So, I don't know. That's just me throwing out random numbers. Plus, I'm sure since that time they've done some more traveling. I'm sure she's gotten stronger. And that's a lot of the thing is, like, it's really hard to gauge how much stronger she's getting because a lot of the training that happens is happening off screen. And sometimes they'll refer back to it and they give us a flashback of, like, hey, this happened, even though we didn't show it to you. It's like, oh yeah, they are practicing. They are training. Even fights like here is like I guess it is a form of training too. Fighting Frieren, like the clone version of Frieren in the second test. But yeah, that was a really, really good episode for kind of like we had that other one that was like in between the first and second test, and then now this one between the second and third test where we did the whole staff thing and we had the conversation with Dinkin and Richter and everything. That was a fun little thing. And as I mentioned during it, I'm watching campaign 2 of Crit Roll right now. And there's a character on there. One of the players plays a character named Jester who's always eating pastries, and I just like saw a flash of Jester there, just standing there eating pastries, watching other people have a conversation. I don't know. Although Jester would have intervened and said something stupid or something, and definitely not the personality of Jester at all in that character. But so I'm sure it's just like a coincidence and not a reference in any way, obviously. But anyway, yeah, so the Demon King was also able, going back to, I forgot to talk about this back when I mentioned it, the Demon King was able to notice Frieren suppressing her mana at first glance, so he was strong enough to know, which means that she didn't have that advantage over that one and still won. Granted, she did say she had her allies there, and it wouldn't have been possible without any of them, but I do wonder... one of those things that, once again, wondering Frieren's strength, is that true? Is she just giving credit to her friends because she loves them and wants them to have some credit too, or would it really not have been possible unless all of them were there? It's really interesting. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to watching the last episode and finishing up this show. Not that I'm excited to finish up the show, I want more of it, but we'll be moving on to something new after it, which is always exciting as well. So keep an eye out for that. Links to my Patreon are in the description. Should be popping up on the screen. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too if you enjoyed. Very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.